Hello and welcome to the 214th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by other host, Jordan.
That's me. I'm somewhere here.
Allegedly.
You can't see me. I'm actually, the footage, gone. Erased.
We're off the record. Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm going to remind the people.
As always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify Podcast, and the RSS Feed linked below. YouTube, Spotify, the video platform where you can see us. Not this time, though, because I'm expunging the footage. And Instagram, TikTok, you can contact us. Also, email synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. And no, the footage is not expunged. I'll leave it.
No, it is going to be expunged. Like, I'm going to have... Jordan's going to be redacted like a fucking SCP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's do that, actually.
I'm going to put, like, an effect on the video so it looks like it's being beamed with radiation.
Oh, yeah, like an old film.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, disintegrating and curling up. Yeah, there you go. Chris?
Yeah.
I frankly don't care what you've been up to. I got something to tell you.
Fair enough.
Something to say. So, it's a little skit I thought of, all right? Little bit that we could do going forward.
All right.
So, I stumbled across a Reddit thread called r/isittheITguy.
All right.
And
usually the answer is no.
And what it is it's pictures of people who may be A, an IT guy,
I see.
or B, a pedophile.
Okay.
And I found a really funny picture.
What if it's both? What if they're an IT guy and a pedophile?
Well, that's the thing. That could happen.
I feel like there is some crossover there. Not to throw my own community under the butt. The IT community. IT community. IT community.
So.
Oh my God.
Redact that specification.
I did not mean to mince words there.
So, I found a picture of one, and I printed it. I did this the old school way.
You printed this?
Yes. I wanted you...
You wasted your ink on this? Your inkjet
I got
printer?
ink subscription. We're good.
Oh, you get the HP Instant Ink.
I wanted to get your opinion on if this is an IT guy or a pedophile, and then I figured you could put it on the screen.
This is going to be a picture of me.
That would be kind of ironic.
Let's see this. I think I'm leaning pedophile.
I would say so. I was full in pedophile on this one.
No, this is Ozzy Osbourne actually.
Oh, that's who that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah.
I just couldn't put like a place or a person to it for whatever reason.
Should hang this up.
We actually should. Do you have thumbtacks or something?
I think I do.
All right. It's official. The ruling is. Ignore this duct tape. We didn't do anything with duct tape. The ruling is pedophile.
We have to up our TAC budget.
Yeah, weird. I can't believe we left that out of the quarterly fiscal budget. Yeah, we had that big meeting and everything, and we just forgot that
quarterly review.
Yeah, and we forgot tax.
In conclusion, profits are up, costs are down, but we forgot to buy tax.
Actually, yeah. Unfortunately, we did. That is true. That is exactly how that went. That meeting. Yeah. So this is pedophile, Chris. I found him on the Reddit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought so. I have to give credit. Believe it or not, I think this makes it even funnier. This was my boss's idea. He said something about the IT guy at our work, and I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever, old guy. He's funny looking." And then for some reason, I brought up you. I was like, "Oh, you used to do IT," and then he was like, "I have an idea." Genius. So
this is a galaxy brain idea.
Galaxy brain. So this is our first decoration in a very long time, mind you.
Yeah, I think we have this.
Yeah, the spoon that never left.
We get this spoon that never left. I think this is more of a physical reminder of the Minecraft movie than anything else.
Yeah.
And we have of course, where the ducky came from, the champagne cork, and then we have this fuck ass SD card that I don't think is an issue. I think the mixer is broken, but yeah, it won't read SD cards anymore.
Which is very frustrating, by the way, because we bought this mixer for its portability, and we have never taken it outside of the studio.
Yeah.
So, and the SD card is kind of required for the portability. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Chris, what have you been up to? How have things been with you? I imagine all well.
I did. I have an update on something.
Ooh.
I believe.
We need sound effects.
I think the mixer has built-in sound effects. I think this might do something. There's audio there.
We'll find out.
Okay, it finally stopped. Okay. And then we have this one's C.
I think that's a ch.
And this one's D. Those are our sound effects.
Do with those as you may, editor. Editor Chris.
So we had a conversation last time about the potential of emulating and using Windows applications in a Linux platform. Mm-hmm. And the topic of this little bit of software called Winboat came up. Yep. I don't remember if we explicitly mentioned this on camera or off. I forget. Time and conversation and memories are blending together entirely for me. So, like I think I have like a golf ball sized hole in my frontal lobe, but that's beside the point. Point is, there is this piece of software called Winboat, and essentially what we're doing with Winboat, I say what's going on with Winboat is it's essentially a user-friendly wrapper around like a Docker container that's running Windows 11. And runs you install your little applications, and then it'll run them in a containerized environment. And because they're running native on Windows, you don't have to deal with any of the bullshit like
compatibility for one.
Compatibility, and then there's issues with fonts that come up on Linux occasionally and some other shit like that. And my main interest in this was, can I get like Premiere working? Now, it was a bit of a stretch because it is explicitly stated in the Winboat documentation that it doesn't support GPU acceleration yet inside the container, which, like, that might mean I'm cooked.
Yeah, because the exporting's going to suck.
So then I tried it, and, like, it launches, but that's about all it does. So, I do still have to use native Windows for Premiere, which is fine. Like, I have the Windows install already, so...
Did you debloat it or anything?
I did some debloating, yeah.
Did you do it through a script or like manually?
I used the script, but it's a script that launches a little application, basically, that you can do a bunch of different tweaks and stuff with the application that way. So I did like the baseline debloat option, which is like you can uncheck a bunch of stuff where you like disable all the telemetry and you disable like Windows recall and shit like that.
What is the recall feature again?
Recall is the thing that takes screenshots of everything you do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So that you can ask Copilot, hey, what was I doing at this time? And it'll show you. Which that feature was announced. And then maybe a day later, there was a GitHub repo for a tool that cracks the encryption of that database. That it puts a local database on your computer. Or this is how it worked originally. I don't know how it does now. It put a local encrypted database on your computer that stored all this information. And we're like, well, it's encrypted, so it should be fine. And like within a day, there was a tool to break in and get all that data. So
nice.
I also have learned, by the way, there's consistent issues coming up with Windows. I read somewhere that I think like 40% of Microsoft's code base is AI generated now.
Really?
So that's
I think
why
I did hear that.
There's been some egregious issues with Windows lately, such as there was an issue recently where it's like if you get this feature update and then you plug in a keyboard, sometimes it'll just corrupt your Windows install.
That's insane.
Just on occasion, it'll happen. So you have to backdate it.
Insane.
Now, does this happen? you let the machine write your code.
Yeah.
But I still have the native Windows 11 installed, so I can use that if I need it. But I'm needing it surprisingly little.
That's good.
There's other stuff that I use on Windows that I have running on Linux, but like the Linux implementation that I can get of it isn't like the greatest. And if I can just run it through the container, it's like just as good or it's better usually.
Right.
For how like fucky the container can be sometimes. If you launch an application through it, and then you'll get like the application window, and then if there's like a pop-up window that comes up over the application, the window will just start running away.
I'm out of here.
So I would get like I would open my like writing application. I would get the pop-up that says like, well, this is already opened by something else, because there was a point where it was opened by something else, and I just never closed it properly. So that's what. So it gives a pop-up warning, and then I see the pop-up, and it goes. It starts running away. Come back here. Come here.
Come here, boy. Get back here, boy. Stop running.
It's. I'll also say this. By default on Winboat, it is set up to automatically. This is an option that's on by default. Is to automatically start the container on startup, which immediately just puts a huge resource hog on your system.
Because you're running Windows and Linux at the same time, basically.
Yeah. So that was fun to figure out for when I turn on my computer, and it was doing all the like normal boot up stuff, and then would immediately like halt.
Halt, citizen.
And just wouldn't accept any sort of input
For a little bit.
because it was suddenly being just slammed with resources. As much as I think Winboat is an interesting tool, and I think once the GPU stuff is resolved, if the creator can get that done, it will be a tool that is revolutionary for Linux gaming. Like, Proton was, like, Wine was the first step for compatibility, and that's, like, still kind of fucky. You have to, like, really mess with it to get certain things to work. Proton was, like, the biggest step towards Linux gaming, and then furthering that effort was the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Huge steps for Linux-based gaming. I think this will be that next huge step if this person can get this working. Mm-hmm. But the software is so it is a very, very poorly behaved piece of software. It doesn't fucking listen.
Yeah.
It'll do things occasionally. I don't know. There's nothing measurable or specific I can point to. It's just like
you have to use it to feel it.
Yeah, there's shit that it'll do that I don't want it to do occasionally, and it bothers me. So
it'll hopefully get there, though. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's still like it's still in like beta, so
yeah, made sense.
I can hold out hope.
Yeah. Because, I mean, for the time, Wine was good and was finicky. And then Proton was basically just Wine, but in a button press format. Like, I just want to select this Proton, and it will do everything in the back end.
There's additional like tweaks with Proton.
Yeah.
And now it's like an entirely different thing. There's also another compatibility tool. There's like the Linux runtime tool that'll exist. I've used it once, and it fucking sucks. If you're on Steam and your compatibility tool, I'll put it this way. If you are playing a game on Steam and it was working fine on Linux before and then suddenly it isn't,
that's why.
Switch back to Proton. Force it back to Proton. Because that was happening to me with Baldur's Gate 3. Was like, it was running fine on Linux before, and then it just started running like dog shit. And like just random stuff would happen. And what I did is I switched it back to Proton, and all of a sudden it runs perfectly fine now. And all the stuff that wasn't working before is working now. So, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. We gotta fix our camera, and we're back with a better camera angle. Look at it. We're great. Chris may have drop kicked to the, the camera before.
Yeah, I fully from the top rope came down and kicked this camera.
Yeah, it was it was pretty messed up. He wanted to make it the Jordan show. He kicked us, so it was literally dead center looking at me earlier. So, yeah.
Yeah, what can I say?
It happens to the best.
These things do happen on occasion.
On occasion. Well, we're not perfect. The budgets and the cuts we had to make to keep the profits up and the costs down. And
yeah, I mean, realistically, let's put it this way. We could have taken a 1% pay cut, or we could have stopped paying all our underlings.
Which is what we chose to do.
Which we chose to do that instead.
We fired the camera crew, the audio crew.
Yeah, no, we actually didn't fire them. We just promoted them all to unpaid intern.
Yeah. Actually, they pay us.
Actually. Yeah. And what we do to maintain their employment and loyalty is we have all their families in big bird cages that we hang up from the ceiling
over a pit of acid.
over a pit of lava.
And yeah, that's how the show runs around here. How else would we get an episode every 2 weeks?
We have an evil supervillain lair.
Yeah.
So that's why if you see this show, that's why our budget is $180 billion a year. That supervillain lab is expensive. Hard to maintain.
It's what our tax return says, our tax filing say.
Evil supervillain lab.
Yep. Anything else you had to say on that matter?
No. I've just been,
Existing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I've been playing, Chris? And enjoying more than I thought I would?
What's that?
I've been playing The Outer Worlds 2.
Okay.
And it's funny because I'm not the biggest RPG person. Like in terms of that type of RPG, like a Bethesda Obsidian RPG. I didn't really like Avowed, like we've talked about numerous times. More so for performance reasons, honestly, than gameplay. I didn't get far enough to really dislike the gameplay or the story. I really just got to the first city and was like, this runs like dog shit, and just never played it again. So I guess I can't say I didn't like it, but it wasn't that great from what I experienced. The Outer Worlds 2, I knew I was going to like it because I really liked The Outer Worlds 1, and I don't know why I find The Outer Worlds to be better for me than like Fallout and Skyrim and Oblivion. And I think it's because of the sci-fi setting. I think I just jive a little more with the sci-fi setting than I do with this medieval fantasy setting from like a Skyrim or Oblivion or like a post-apocalyptic 70s Fallout or 60s Fallout universe. And I really like Fallout. Like my hierarchy of those games would be like Outer Worlds, Fallout, and then the Elder Scrolls, essentially. So, like the best way I can describe it is
where do you put Starfield?
It's not even in the ranks, dude. That's not even an honorable mention. And I really think I would like Starfield if it wasn't Bethesda. If Obsidian made it and it was more like the Outer Worlds, but with a bigger emphasis on like your ship and stuff, like how Starfield was, I think I would have liked it more. But like the way I describe it is like I will be buying Fallout 5 for sure. Like that's where I'm at with Fallout. It's like I'm definitely buying Fallout 5, but I may not be buying the Elder Scrolls 6. That's how I kind of put the two side by side in my head.
Well, I mean, if you consider neither of those games are getting released, I don't think if they get released ever, it's going to be in 15 fucking years. Like,
yeah.
They showed off Elder Scrolls 6.
7 years ago.
Showed off. They revealed that, hey, we're going to be doing an Elder Scrolls 6. They revealed that in 2018.
Yeah.
2018. I was a junior in high school when they released that.
Yeah.
And now I'm an old man. I'm 76 years old now.
He stayed back in high school a lot 7 years ago.
Yeah.
He was 69.
Traumatic brain injury, so.
Yeah. Youthful looking, though.
Yeah.
For 76.
I am a vampire, too, so.
Made sense. So, The Outer Worlds 2, I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I do.
I didn't play the first one a whole ton. Like I played like the first couple hours of it, and I don't even remember much of that experience.
Well, and that's what's funny is I don't remember a ton of the first ones, like story-wise. Like I'm not a good person for like lore, and it takes a lot for me to get into something to want to know it inside and out. Like how I am with, say, Spider-Man as a character, or The Last of Us, or whatever. Like name, I guess, God of War 2018 and on, kind of. Like even then, right? Like I love those two games, but I'm not like a lore fiend for them. Like I couldn't tell you all these wars that happened and all these things. Like I don't know, right? I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't read every note and nook and cranny. So and that's always been a problem with me with like Bethesda games, is because those games are all lore. Like that's the point.
Like I had seen a video of someone breaking down the civil war that's happening in Skyrim, like while the game is going on, and it is so much more fucking complicated than I realized it was.
Yeah,
like you get you see that maybe the Stormcloaks, as like kind of fucked up as they are, like kind of do have a point in that they want sovereignty from like the Aldmeri Dominion or whatever. But also, like, they did put all the Dark Elves into ghettos. So,
not cool, bro.
They did force all the, like, non-Nord races out of the city.
Yeah,
so,
not cool,
I'm just saying.
Not great. Yeah, so, like, with me, with lore, where I have a hard time is when things aren't set in reality. Like, all right, I can remember a lot of The Last of Us lore because it's real things. Like, Fedra, right? It's the Bureau for disease control in that game, essentially, like the military, right? I can conceptualize that because that's like a real thing. I'm like, oh, it's the military. Got it.
Right.
With something like The Outer Worlds, as much as I loved the game, I don't remember a ton about it because I remember like the main companies, Auntie's Choice, right? Not Auntie's Choice, Auntie Cleo's, and then Spacer's Choice, like the two big conglomerates. But I don't remember like what faction you start from, and like you have the Space Directorate and the Earth Directorate, and all these cults and all these made up factions that I can't like fully remember. So I knew I would like it gameplay wise, but I just kind of figured I would float through it. But I'm actually really enjoying the world building in the second one so far, more than the first one. Like I actually ran around the first planet, went to all the buildings, and like just looted them, because like even the little buildings that are just like off on the side of your map, you just like go in there and there's usually like a cool audio log, or like there'll be a gun, or like just cool loot to grab, which I found really like appealing about this one. It's the first like Bethesda Obsidian style RPG that I really feel like going around and just doing everything. Or like I was really impressed by, and this is probably nothing new for someone who's actually like 100% in Skyrim, say, or something, because I never have. I've only played the first like 10 hours of it, and it was in VR, so it's a lot different. But I'm really enjoying just like walking around to a new area, and there'll just be like a pretty good side quest there, like a little sizable piece of like something to do that doesn't necessarily, change the world, but like gives you like a little interesting tidbit. Like I literally was looking at my map, and it does the thing that Fallout does, and maybe Skyrim does it too, but where it only shows you where you've went. Like it's almost like it paints the map as you walk around.
Right.
And I saw this big giant building off to the side of the map that was unexplored, and I was like, I'll check it out. So I go there, right, and I walk up to this elevator, and it's closed. And I'm like, oh, it's stupid. They really just put this here, and I can't get there. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This is an Obsidian game. I bet there's a way I can get there. So I start walking around. I find a terminal. I'm like, oh, I can repair the terminal. I have a high enough engineering stat. Cool. Repair the terminal, get the elevator down, take it up, and it's this, like, mining facility. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm thinking to myself, like, this is probably just a POI for later in the game. No, I walk up to this POI, and I hear characters talking. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's NPCs here. And then it switches to a cutscene of those characters talking. And essentially, long story short, they're trapped up on this mining rig, and they can't get down. So one of their people jumped with these boots that do like a double jump, a thruster jump, jumped off trying to do a thruster jump to slow his descent, but they don't work for that. So he died. So your objective is you take the boots, you double jump your way up this like platforming section, you hack the terminal, you free them, and then that came up even later when I went back to the main town. I just like started talking to a random NPC, and it gave me a choice. It was like, hey, because you saved those people, you can tell them you did that. So I told her, and then my faction rating went up, and she's like, oh, thanks for saving them. All of this entirely optional, and unlocked me the double jump. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. So it does a lot of that stuff so far, like where you just like explore and you find things and do things, and like notable things come from it, which I really like.
Well,
really enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, like The thing with like all most of the Skyrim side quests are just like radiant fetch quests.
Oh, really? There are some of those.
Yeah, this might be controversial. It's like I don't think most of the side quests in Skyrim are not very good. I don't know if that's like a crazy thing to say.
That's fair. Yeah.
There are good quest lines. I think the main like faction quest lines that exist are pretty good. But like all the other stuff where it's you gotta get this guy, a bottle of skooma from this fucking shady skooma den.
Yeah, and then bring it back.
Like, great, cool. glad I spent my time doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot of radiant fetch quests that exist. I would be interested in, because I own the first one, playing the first Outer Worlds, and like I don't know a goddamn thing about that game, and just doing it completely blind.
Yeah.
So like I haven't played a game like that in a while, where I just like I go in completely blind, like I don't Google anything. I don't know anything about this game. I just go in.
That's fair.
And play it.
The second one, I will say, I remember the gameplay from the first one a lot, and it was a decent first-person shooter. Like, it plays similar to, like, a slightly faster Fallout, I'd say. But Outer Worlds 2 really improved on gunplay a lot. Like, I feel like I'm basically playing Borderlands 3, but, like, in a Fallout or Obsidian-style, like, RPG, in terms of the way guns handle and feel. Like, the actual moment-to-moment, like, animation of, like, aiming down sights and stuff is nothing to write home about. It's not like it's Battlefield 6 here. But, like, the act of just like sliding and dashing and shooting, like you have all those abilities and stuff. And that's another thing is like the character development of like building up your character. So far, I've really enjoyed it. At first, I kind of felt a little let down because I made my character basically to be a brawny character who has this strength stat and speech. That was like my two things because I know from playing Fallout New Vegas that speech was like a huge thing when I played that game. So I was like, I'm going to go heavy on speech. And in the beginning, that worked really well. I was able to talk people down and, get my way and work my way through quest lines. But I kept finding that, like, the strength part didn't help at all, like, almost ever. But as the story has gone on and I've sort of 100%ed that first area, I diversified into mostly, like, a speech observationist hacker, essentially. So I can, like, do really good observations. I can talk my way out of things. And now I'm putting a good amount of points into hacking. And lockpicking as well, kind of both of them, and you do need both. And I'm finding it to be a little better now because like I'm pretty strong in combat. I also have a perk that gives me, I think it's plus 10% damage per speech point I have. So I was able to like reciprocate on that because I kept feeling like I was not getting anywhere, and then I found this perk and I'm like, oh hell yeah, like this is perfect because I went heavy on speech. I got like 6 or 7 points in speech already. I'm only level 12, so you get 2 points per level, so I've put almost half of my points into the speech or whatever. So I have good damage now, and I was actually I got to like the first real boss fight and didn't have the information to stop him. I had to just shoot him and kill him or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But then I got to the second boss, and I was actually able to talk the person off the ledge and, like, get them to stand down. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, it feels like I'm playing a character here, and I'm, like, influencing the world.
Right.
And I think this game does that really well. Specifically, and I don't know if Skyrim has anything like this or if Fallout does. I don't really remember. But they have key intel you can find throughout the world, like, on characters. So, like, for example, all right, you're hunting down this person for this quest. You can find their house, and you could raid their terminal, hack into it, find an email that says that, their family's held hostage, and that's why they're doing all this rogue shit. And then when you confront them, you'll have your dialogue choices, and if you found that intel, it'll have a exclamation mark next to it, and it'll be like, mention helping them save their family if they choose to step down, or something like that. And you can be like, hey, if you stop being a fucking fiend, I will rescue your family with you. Right. And then that can obviously influence them. That's like every conversation in this game. There's a lot of key intel you can find, which I'm really enjoying that part of it. Like, it feels like you're solving a puzzle in a way.
Interesting.
Because you can still shoot your way, but it's just not as interesting. It just feels less rewarding to just shoot everything in sight.
I find in games like that, high charisma builds are usually extraordinarily powerful. Like Fallout New Vegas, you can just like talk your way out of the end of the game if you have a high enough speech score.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 is like that a lot. If you have a high charisma build, is fucking broken, dude.
Really?
You can just there is an instance where you can talk a guy into killing himself, and then when you meet him again in the Hells, you talk him into joining your side.
That's crazy.
That happened to me in my playthrough.
That's pretty crazy. That is cool. See, but I enjoy stuff like that in a way. Like I like, kind of like you said, being able to go in blind, and I kind of feel like the game has adapted some things to me in a way. Like it's sort of seen what I've done, and it does that through the flaw system. Did I tell you about the flaw system at all?
No.
So the Outer Worlds 2 specifically has a system called the flaw system.
I think I remember actually hearing about this in development.
Yeah,
where there was one that was like you have bad knees,
yeah,
and when you crouch, it makes a sound.
Exactly. So essentially, as you do things, if you crouch a lot, right? After doing that for, say, 10 minutes of actual gameplay time, it'll be like, hey, we detected a flaw in you, and you can choose to accept or to reject it. And what it is it'll give you a good boost, but a huge drawback. So with the crouching one, it's like when you crouch, you're 50% faster moving than normal. And I think you do extra sneak attack, like behind someone damage. However, every time you stand up, a loud pop from your knees alerts all the enemies in the area to like where you are, right? So there's a risk reward, a give and a take. One of the ones I got that I thought was pretty cool was called Over Prepared. And it's because I kept reloading before emptying my mag. Mm-hmm. And it said, you're so keen on reloading that all your magazines hold 50% more. However, if you empty a magazine for 10 seconds, you do 50% less damage. So I have to keep in mind, like sometimes I'll be using a shotgun, and it's actually smarter for me to play it where I leave one shell, don't reload, and switch to another weapon. Because if I fire that last shell, then I become weak as hell for 10 seconds. So like it has like a cool give and a take system that I really enjoy.
That would be like the perfect one for me, because I'm always reloading.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's going to give you that one, then like it'll offer that one to you. And then I got one at one point because I took on so many flaws, because I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I like these trade-offs, that it said, I think it was called like flawless or flawful or some shit like that. And it was like, the game will force you to accept every flaw that we offer you. You can't choose to deny it. However, for every level, you get like an extra 2 skill points or something. But it does tell you right there on that specific flaw, it said, we do not recommend this for your first playthrough.
Fair enough.
I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, that's cool. I like that it does that. It's neat.
They've like, I guess it's interesting that they're putting that element of replayability in. It also depends how long the game is, I think.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I'm 50-50 on how long it might be, because I've only been to 2 planets. I've done everything on the first one that I can think of. Like, I've searched every nook and cranny, talked to every NPC that had a name, like, all these things. And I did a ton of side quests there. And then I went to the second planet. I've done most of everything there. There's a couple things I seem to have missed. But, and I'm at a point where, like, the big bad is supposedly, like, where I'm going right now. And I'm like, that can't be right. I'm only, like, 8 hours into the game. So I don't think that's the case. I'm assuming there's going to be like a bait and switch, like, oh, this person you thought was the big bad is working for a bigger organization.
Right.
So, because that's already been the thing, is the bosses I've been fighting are this big bad's underlings, but I'm guessing they're just going to be a cog in the greater wheel,
So you get to him and he's like, but I'm only middle management.
The humor also does it for me, I'll be honest. Like, it's not like, haha, roll on the floor laughing, fucking crying, but like, right. It's capitalism satire. That's the whole thing with the game. So
very like Fallout.
Yeah, like they'll talk about people not having an ammunition subscription and stuff like that, and running out of ammo in the middle of a fight, and having to use their, not credit card, but whatever they call that, it's bits, their money in the game, to like renew their subscription to get ammo and shit like that. So like they do a lot of stuff like that, which I find really funny. I enjoy that kind of satire. So
it's fun.
It's funny, the dialogue choices, because I will say, besides the ones that give you key intel and occasionally when you can use like speech and stuff, the main like dialogue choices otherwise are kind of all the same. So like you'll usually get 4 choices. It's like the first one is going to be based off your background, where in my case I'm a renegade. The way I tried to build my character, because you work for like a space corporation in this game, is I wanted to be a renegade who like found purpose in his career as essentially what's a space cop, essentially.
Okay.
So what that lets me do specifically in game is like when I'm trying to fight like criminal organizations and stuff, I can sort of relate to them. And like one person was talking about how they've killed a bunch of people, and I was like, I had an option that was like, yeah, if you saw how many people I killed before I ever joined this Earth Directorate, you probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to me the way you are, essentially. Like, that sort of thing. And then sometimes I get the alternative, which they call Space Ranger. I don't know why it gives me both sometimes, where I can choose to be more like a cliche, like, I'm here to rescue everyone, like that sort of thing.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I tried to spin him out to be this renegade who, like, wants the best for everybody, is trying to do the right thing, but certain things will piss me off specifically, and then I go all violence. Like, essentially, I'm playing him basically like I'm playing my D&D character, which is the same thing. He's a martial character that, if irked, I have to throw a will save, and if he fails, he just starts shooting for no reason, essentially. Like, it's pretty much what I'm doing here. And it's been fun. It's been good. I've been enjoying it. So, I definitely recommend you check it out.
I think that could be something I could get into, because I did that with my last Fallout 4 playthrough. It's like, I played this guy, I played my character to have this like kind of weird twisted sense of morality, where he had issues with people who have done wrongs in his mind, and the way he would deal with that was by killing them and also eating them. Mm-hmm. He's a big cannibal guy.
What the hell is his name again?
Atrocity.
That's right.
Atrocity. And it was, I used this fucking revolver for like the whole game. It was like a pipe revolver. And I got all the pistol skills that I could. So this fucking thing was doing like 95 damage a shot. So I was one-shotting like most regular like human enemies.
That's sick.
Like one-shotting everyone. And then if it was just like regular raiders, I would just like pass them by. But if it's like, oh, this is the Institute. These are like the architects of this, the horrors that are happening in this wasteland. Yeah, what if I just killed and ate these scientists?
Yeah. See, that's pretty cool. I will say there is a perk. I forget what it does, but it's called, I think you'll like it. It's called Psychopath. And it gives you a lot of speech abilities to like intimidate people and do different things. And I think it has something to do with like if an enemy hits you or something and you hit back, almost like a retributive strike from like D&D or whatever. So it's something like that. It's pretty cool though. There's so many perks. I think there's like 121 perks you can get in the game, and it's all based off your skills. Like you put points into guns, you'll start getting suggested gun perks you can do. What's weird is I wonder, there's 2 perks for shooting. It's called, like basically like a Farsight and Ranger and Close Range. So one gives you extra damage at close range with reduced drop off at long range. The other one gives you extra long range damage with reduced drop off at close range.
Okay.
But you can have both at the same time. So I don't know what the hell that does if you have both. If it just like breaks the game. I didn't do it because I was afraid. You just can't do
damage at all.
Well, I was afraid it would break the game, so I didn't pick both. I just picked, I think, the long range one. But I got this fucking AK. It's essentially just a space AK. And I got it for a quest line, again, where my speech helped me out. And I got a key card to a prototype weapon. And it's by these people who have, essentially, they're seers. They think they're seers anyway. They try to predict the future, and they statistically predict outcomes, and they live by those statistics, right? So
okay,
they follow the majority. Mm-hmm. So if they have four statistical outcomes based on 4 actions, whatever one has the highest probability, they'll go with, no matter what, right? They stick to the path, as they say. And they gave me this prototype gun that allows me to see enemy movements 1/10 of a second in advance. So pretty much all it does, which is pretty sick, is when I target someone, it shows like a little red reticle slightly to the side of them, and if I shoot that, it's like critical damage. But it's sick because it gives me like a little bit of a reward system for it.
It's pretty slick.
It's pretty dope, and it's literally an AK with like a space ACOG on it, and it's so sick. And the sound design for it's good. It uses like long rifle ammo, so it's a little bit more scarce, but it's like dun 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 as I'm firing this thing.
It's like there's a part in Starfield. There's an area in Starfield where you can go where everything's like it's like these sci-fi futuristic space weaponry, and then you just like there's a part of the game main story where you go to NASA on Earth, and just like no bullshit, you just get like a 1911, like an actual 1911.
That's pretty cool.
And then you have to find like regular standard issue 45 caliber rounds for it.
That's funny in space.
It was pretty good if I remember rightly.
Yeah. 1911's trustworthy.
Which is so fucking funny to me. You're like, well, I got this futuristic laser shotgun, and then just, the old 100-year-old spec of just
blast them.
Standard issue lead accelerator.
Yeah, but yeah, you should definitely try the Outer Worlds at some point. Like, go back
a shot.
The first one's a little slow, if I remember, like the beginning hours, like most.
What the very little I do remember about the game is like me waiting for it to pick up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I remembered more about it, to be honest, like story-wise. I kind of remember it where, like, that old guy wakes you up from, like, cryo sleep, and you go to the planet. I forget what you're doing. Like, you're trying to prevent some sort of, like, atrocity. But
it's not even that long. Main plus sides is 26 and a half hours for the first game.
Yeah, what's the second one? I need to know.
36 hours, 36 and a half hours for main plus side quests.
The main story is only 13? Wow.
13 hours.
Wow. That's actually a pretty short main story. I mean, it's not short. It's short, but it's like, I mean, that's like Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk's the same shit.
You can get through Cyberpunk in like 15 hours if you really...
Yeah, if you just stick to the script, essentially. All right, well, that's good to know. I'm only like 6 or 7 hours in, but like I said, I'm on the third planet now, because I've just been running around doing everything I could on those planets, so... It's a very, very good game. And then one other game I wanted to suggest to you. I haven't played it yet, but I feel like you'd like it. Have you heard of Dispatch?
I heard of it.
So Dispatch is a weird one to me because I watched someone play it before it ever came out, like when it was in beta and they got early access, and I was like, man, this game is kind of boring as hell looking. And then I found out, this is just one specific part of gameplay, but this is a Telltale game. This was made by the Telltale devs who made... the director who made The Wolf Among Us, The Walking Dead, and Tales from the Borderlands. Oh. It's him and a bunch of Telltale devs who made what is essentially Telltale's take on like a superhero satire. So you're an ex-superhero, almost like an Iron Man-esque superhero who had tech but no powers, who gets like his shit rocked in a fight and can no longer fight. So now you work at a call center dispatching other superheroes with actual powers to crimes, right? Like, if it's a bank robbery, you might send the burly guy who's like essentially the Hulk to go fuck shit up, versus if it's something stealthy, you send the Invisible Woman and stuff. And apparently it's really good. It's 8 episodes. I think 4 of them are out now. They come out every Thursday. They come out with 2 more.
It says on here 1 through 6 are out now.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because it's Saturday. So, yeah, the 5 and 6 just came out this Thursday. And so next week will be the 7 and 8, the last episodes. Who's the guy who plays Jesse? And is it Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul.
He's the main character.
That guy, underrated actor and voice actor.
Well, that's what everyone's saying is they thought he was just going to kind of do like Jesse, but he's actually like very unique in this, I guess.
He does. So. There's an aspect of like he'll do this thing when he is acting where. And it comes out in Jesse Pinkman a little bit where he can do anguish really well. Just like pure anguish, which he can display fairly well. But underrated guy. That's pretty cool.
He's got a lot of celebrity voice actors, which I'm not always a fan of. Obviously, like you have even YouTubers in here. You have Jacksepticeye. You have Moist Critical. A couple other people. Alana Pierce, who I forget what she does. She's a streamer now, but she also I think worked at Sony as a dev at one point. But from what I've heard, even the celebrity actors are pretty good. Like, Moist Critical just does his thing. He's just, like, monotone.
He has one voice, so...
But the character they made him is, like, a bat superhero. Like, an actual bat. Not like Batman. But, like, a literal bat.
A man
so,
bat.
Like, yeah, essentially. So, like, I guess in his performance, it sort of fits that character. So I'm like, okay, I'm not opposed to it. So I will be buying it. I'm just waiting to get through the Outer Worlds and then... the other, I want to play all 8 episodes back to back. I don't want to play 2 and then wait a week and then wait another 2. So I suggest it. I think you should check it out too at some point. I think it'd be up your alley.
I'm glad they actually have like a decent release schedule where
it wasn't like 6 months.
Yeah, I remember fucking playing Life is Strange when it first came out. Like when I bought it, I bought all the episodes, but only I think 1 and 2 were out at the time, or maybe even just the first one. So you play the first one. And now you're waiting like a few months for the second one.
Yeah.
I think the gap between episodes like 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 were super long, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I remember I was out somewhere, I forget where, but then hearing that episode 3 dropped and being like super hyped to go play it.
Hell yeah. You know, my favorite thing about Life is Strange in general is that time that we sat down and recorded the entirety of episode 1, and we're like, this is fun. Like, we actually had a good time doing this. We should definitely play the whole game. And then you never hit record. And I never checked it, in fairness. I take full half responsibility for that, but you didn't hit record. So,
fair.
You're like 51% responsible. I'm 49% responsible.
I would say I'm like 75% responsible for that.
So yeah, and it sucked because we actually like we made some funny jokes. We were like, wow, that actually went way better than we thought.
Because I actually I think at a point, usually if I were recording, I'll usually announce it, and I assume you trust my word when I say that.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm like mostly responsible for that.
Yeah.
Is Jordan irresponsible for trusting someone like me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But was I ultimately the one who was supposed to hit the button and didn't? Also, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like when a dog bites someone, like the owner is responsible, but like the dog also did it, so the dog's kind of responsible.
Right.
It's very similar, you know? And then we tried to record, what was that game? The horror game?
Yeah, that fuck-ass game that was soft-locked for like 2 hours.
Began with a V. It's a very popular one people liked, and we immediately soft-locked it for hours.
Like Visage or something?
Visage, yeah, there you go. That game sucked.
That game wasn't very... Like, even once we got past the soft lock, it wasn't very interesting or fun.
No. Well, because the way it set up the chapters were like separate doors in this house, and we just went straight to like chapter 3. Which it let us do.
We just walked through a door, and then you couldn't backtrack. So there was an item we needed to get to do something in this chapter of the game that we didn't get, and then we couldn't backtrack.
Yeah. And see, the problem with Chris and I is like if we have passion for something, like we did for Life is Strange when we recorded that first episode, we had passion. We were in the moment. We were like, all right, we're doing this. We're recording. Once it went wrong, that passion was gone. So you can't just redo it. So that happened with Visage. The first time we were like really into the spooky atmosphere, like, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And then we got soft locked for 2 hours. So all we did was get mad and then go, this sucks. And then it was like, all right, we're going to try again. Re-recorded it. And it was just, we didn't speak for like an hour. We just played the game. So I was like, oh, this video actually sucks.
That's a problem, I feel. That's why I feel like I can't do any sort of gameplay video ever again because I can't perform while I'm playing a game. If you're playing a game, it's actually very, very difficult to focus on a game and then also split your brain into like performance mode as well.
Yeah, and make like a performance out of it.
I have to be silly here too, and I can't do that. Yeah. So
we can hardly be funny when this is all we're doing. You know,
fair. That's fair. This is. I shit you not. It may not seem like it. This is 110% of my mental effort.
Yeah, it's fair.
You know, listen. I sleep maybe 16 hours a week, okay? Is that good for my long-term health? No. But do I get more stuff done? Yes.
Do you actually sleep like 16 hours a week? Yeah.
I sleep like maybe 4 or 5 hours a night at the most.
I get too angry if I'm like that. Like I get too bitchy.
I notice like I have a recharge at the beginning of the week and then it fades. So like by Friday morning,
you're just kind of grumpy.
I'm just fucking cooked. I'm just generally confused. And it takes me a while I'm a little slower on the uptake.
So it's literally the definition of like your Windows uptime. Your uptime's so long that you're like throttling.
But over the weekend, I get a boost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because on the weekends, I'm free to do whatever I want. So I'm sleeping like 10 hours.
Yeah, you sleep 16 hours, but 11 of those are Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, which mind you, this is of my own volition. I could absolutely sleep more if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, what if I just didn't though? What I'm getting better at now is waking up. What I had to do to start doing this is I've taken my alarm away from the side of my bed and I've moved it so that it's on my dresser.
So
So that way I have to get up to turn it off.
Yeah, don't get a smartwatch then. That's what I do because I can turn it off by hitting the side button. So sometimes that cooks me. Not gonna lie.
That I would never do that because I have zero faith that a smartwatch alarm would wake me up. I need it to be like, I need like an air raid siren to wake me up. My alarm, I literally looked up on Amazon loudest alarm clock, and it's this alarm clock. If you're a heavy sleeper, you have trouble waking up in the morning. Look up on Amazon. They're kind of pricey. It's like $40 for one, but it's called the Sonic Boom alarm clock, and it is the loudest fucking thing ever.
I feel like you have to put like a clip of that in or something. I need to know. That's crazy.
I think the actual buzzer in it is like 110 decibels or something.
Jesus Christ.
It's louder than fuck. It is so goddamn loud.
Wow.
But it works.
Yeah, I know my watch is enough. It just vibrates a little, and then if I don't immediately get up from the vibration, then my phone starts screaming. But yeah.
You know, what it is you know that meme of like, oh, waking up your parents for something, or waking up your mom for something. It's always just, that's me waking up every morning. It's just, that's your boop, 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 boop. And I'm like, oh, I'm back.
Oh my God, that's so
I'm ready to go.
Woo!
That's
actually really funny.
I'm one step away from getting fucking smelling salts to wake up.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm surprised. Football.
I just start going ape shit at 5:30 in the morning.
You hit the smelling salts, pick up the dumbbells. Woo!
Which I imagine is every gym bro's morning routine
Ever. Yeah. I was gonna say, do you remember as a kid? I used to think this was the coolest shit ever. The alarm clock that you have to stand on the rug to shut off.
What?
So as a kid, they used to have I was seen on TV. It's an alarm clock, but it's a rug. It goes on the side of your bed, and you have to put your body weight on it for it to shut the alarm off. So it's to force you to stand up.
That's
out of
not
bed.
a bad idea, actually.
And I always thought that was the coolest shit as a kid. I was like, I need one of those. I never had one, but I was like, that'd be cool as hell.
You know what I found out about recently on the topic of alarm clocks is there was some buzz that I don't really fucking care about. But it was all surrounding this product called the Hatch alarm clock. I think it was called Hatch alarm clock. And I was like, I looked this thing up. These alarm clocks, they're controlled by an app that you can use for free, but you usually have to get a subscription for.
Of course.
And the alarm clocks range from like $100 to like $500.
And what does it do different than the Sonic Boom?
Nothing. It's supposed to like wake you up gently or something. Or it's like it slowly ramps up like some ambiance or whatever.
Birds.
No, I need
gun shocks.
I need an air raid siren powered by like a 1967 Chrysler V8.
Yeah.
Like this thing needs to sound like the fucking Krakatoa explosion, where it was a noise so loud that it circled the earth twice. It's like 300 something decibels. That's the kind of sound I need to wake me up.
Yeah.
Because if I go to sleep, I'm like dead.
Yeah, dead to the world.
Occasionally something will wake me up, but it's rare.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's always interesting to me how people have different sleep patterns like that. Because I'm not like the lightest sleeper by any means, but I'm far from the heaviest sleeper. Like, our TV, right? Let's see, we'll fall asleep with SpongeBob on, and that's made like a weird sleep pattern for me. When now I also kind of need the noise. The TV will shut down for whatever reason, whether the season ends or whatever it may be, and I will like within minutes be like, something's different.
Something's wrong here.
There's a disturbance in the force. So like that's enough to wake me up. Is like a change in noise, like like going from noise to a lack of noise, or vice versa will wake me up.
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. I guess it's like changes in environment. I guess that makes sense.
I just wake up and I started blasting.
But I remember Alex explaining to me once that like his alarm goes off in the morning and he just like gets up.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. Yeah, he just stands up. Like,
It's not. It's like even now, I just I just sit there and cold start for a while. I just sit there like this and just idle.
You gotta wait for the rod tick to go away.
Yeah,
Valve tick. I mean, yeah, you gotta wait for it to go away.
Yeah,
right,
my fucking prefrontal cortex is a fucking rod knock.
Yeah,
So I have to.
that's funny.
I gotta be easy on it.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the RPMs to drop. Yeah, fair.
I don't know. This probably, the end point of this is probably like, oh, that's a serious medical condition or something. But whatever. I ain't dead yet.
Happens to the best of us.
It
happens to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us. You know, most people have at least one serious medical incident in their life. So
You just have several.
you know, it happens.
Chris is just a collector of medical incidents.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
No, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Yeah, it's some people are just like that too. Like it might not even be as much of a medical issue as you think. Like could be, could not be. Right. One of those things.
It's one of those things where, eventually, I'm gonna explain this to somebody, and they'll be like, "Oh, you should get your heart checked now."
Yeah, someone's gonna hit you with that. Yeah.
They're gonna find out that like my heart is like a third of the size it's supposed to be.
Like single digit beats per minute at night, so it has to like literally be like
my BPM,
It's 7.
BPM after I go to sleep is 0.5.
Fair.
Dong, dong.
You could get like a watch like this to track your sleep for like a couple nights, and it can tell you different things, like if you're having some sort of fibrillation or something throughout the night.
Interesting.
If you were ever interested, if you were ever so inclined, so happens.
That's fair.
But-
That's fair.
Oh man, I'm trying to think if I have more to say on the game. I'm excited for the SpongeBob game. Are you gonna play that?
There's another SpongeBob game coming out?
Yeah, it's the one I showed you that looked had Hasselhoff singing.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out next weekend.
Yeah.
Or the weekend after, maybe.
Almost certainly not.
God damn it. You suck.
I'm just, you know what?
You're a big baloney.
I've decided I'm just going to be honest now. If the question is, am I going to watch, play, read, do something? The answer is probably not.
Damn.
That's the default, you should assume.
Are you playing anything right
I'm
now?
tired of saying yes, because it's a lie every time.
You need it off your conscience.
Am I playing anything now? You're going to hate me.
It's okay.
You're going to hate me.
It's all right. I'm ready.
I started a Dark Urge playthrough on Baldur's Gate 3.
Hey. It is what it is. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but like no, that makes sense though. Baldur's Gate's a perfect game to do that. My brother did the same thing actually.
Well, the thing is that game is long as fuck all, but like it's designed to be replayed. It's like I did my custom origin character, my custom character. That was a playthrough I just did, and now you can go through all the origin characters. So you get
they give you
you get different story beats for the different characters. Instead of playing one of the named companions first, I decided to play the Dark Urge, which ties into the main plot of the story of like the main villains. So you have this urge to do violence. You like wake up on the Nautiloid on this Mind Flayer ship with no memories, and you just have to like try to piece together why the fuck you want to kill stuff so bad.
Does the Dark Urge, I might be thinking of a different homebrew character for some reason, but does the Dark Urge, the character that has the skill check where it's like you try to do something, you have to skill check if you're going to do it like chaotically or if you're going to do it normally? Like, all right, I'm going to talk to this person. I want to say this. If I roll under this, then I actually just punch them in the face. Is that part of that mechanic or no?
No, at least not that I've seen. There's stuff that gets bypassed if you're playing Dark Urge. There's a part of the game very early on that if you play custom character, or I think any of the origins, where you meet a squirrel, it's like a little squirrel, and it runs up and it bites you on the foot. You have the option to just fucking kick it, and if you succeed on the check, you kill the fucking squirrel. But on the Dark Urge run, it doesn't even let you make the check. You just kick the fuck out of this thing.
See, that's cool though. That's cool.
Because I went up, I was like, oh, I want to go kick the squirrel, because the whole playthrough you're supposed to indulge in this a little bit.
Yeah, it's an
and
urge.
Then eventually it culminates into you either giving in or resisting the Dark Urge. But I was like, I'm gonna go kick the squirrel. So I go up and I walk up to the squirrel, and you get unique narrations for all the origin characters. So the narrator says like, oh, you don't. This might be the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life, and it right when that line ends, you kick it and it dies. I was cackling. I was jubilant when this happened.
That's good. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder how the sex scenes play out.
Probably terribly.
Probably. She starts killing.
You know, it happens. There's a lot of particularly interesting romance options in that game. So,
we'll see. I guess
we'll see what happens.
See what urges this character goes into.
That's it. He's gonna fuck the Emperor. He's gonna fuck the Mind Flayer, which is an option. You can absolutely do that.
That's crazy.
Yes, you can fuck a Mind Flayer.
Does it do anything cool?
Not that I'm aware of.
He just does it to do it.
Not that I'm aware of. It's just like do it for the culture.
Do it for the experience.
Yeah.
I was just curious what it'd be like.
You know, there's a few options where in my playthrough that I got where I was like, I'm just gonna quick save because I'm just trying to see something. I'm just trying to see something.
I got a goon real quick.
Like, what if I accept the Emperor's advances? What does that look like? And just you get a little freaky with some tentacles.
What's that Emperor Schmeat look like?
I feel like Mind Flayers don't have genitals.
Fair.
I think like even in the game, the newborn Mind Flayers, they're naked and they got nothing there. It's like a fucking Ken doll.
Damn, bro.
So they just got the tentacles.
Did my boy Ken wrong?
So if you think about it, they don't have to reproduce conventionally. They got little tadpoles.
Also makes you wonder what they have to gain by this, but
the grand design, they want to be the only thing that's there, I guess.
Let's do that through fucking.
Let's make everything a weird tentacle guy.
We just want tentacles everywhere.
See, the problem is just with the Emperor and doing a romance with him, it's just like I fucking hate the Emperor so much.
Why is that?
He's just the worst. The whole game is him lying to you about stuff. And then at the end of the game, when you can betray him, and I betrayed him, and he said, "I've never once lied to you."
So he lied to you about not lying to you?
You know what? And then, by the way, you disagree with him once, and he immediately joins up with the Absolute, which is the big bad. He immediately joins with them.
You're a little bitch.
What a piece of shit. He's like he sucks. He's the worst. And yeah, he disguises his identity a bunch of times and then doesn't tell you the truth on most things. He'll tell you, well, this is my sad backstory. And then you find out that was completely fabricated.
So he just manipulates the shit.
And he's like, well, you should, there's actually a check you can do where he's like, well, I'll show you my thoughts. And then he shows you that the story that he told you before about his backstory was a complete lie. And then he goes, it turns out that the person who he talked about liking in his backstory, who was like the big influence for what he becomes, wasn't actually like his friend. It was a thrall that he had, like just under his complete psychic domination or whatever. And he's just like, I could have done that to you, but I didn't. So, you got to like me now.
Yeah, bro just sounds like an incel.
I was like, you know what? I was like, next time I go in that prism, I'm going to kill the fuck out of you, dude.
He's a Discord mod.
Yeah,
he's like, okay.
Yeah. He's a betentacled Discord mod.
Makes sense.
That's it. And it's, you know what? I don't trust Mind Flayers.
Go
controversial. I don't trust Mind Flayers.
That's fair. It's fair. I could see why. I could perhaps see why. Even though it is controversial and edgy, we're probably gonna get canceled for it.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of like Mind Flayer supporters in the audience.
Some sympathizers.
Mind Flayer sympathizers, but like, have you ever heard of the Grand Design? You know, you don't have contacts with the Githyanki like I do.
Man, I'm ready for bed.
God, my fucking brain is melting.
I'm ready for bed. Is that all you got?
Yeah. Get a load of this guy.
Oh man, I just feel it. Hang on. Oh. That hurt. Just cracked the shit out of my back.
You remind people where we put this show.
Yeah, as always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Rated Puppet, Spotify Podcast, and the RSS feed linked below. YouTube, Spotify. You can check us out there, video platform. We can see us. You can see the beautiful picture of this pedophile hanging up on the wall. And as always, Instagram, TikTok. You can contact us there. Also via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. I love how the last 4 outros, I'm pretty sure anyway, you just stimmed the whole time. Okay, goodbye.
I need professional medical help.
You do.